And all his music was around the house. So we'd have Duke Ellington and Count Basie and Tommy Dorsey and all these great bands. Of course, all these great bands had great drummers. You know, you got Joe Jones, Sam Woodyard, Davy Tough, and of course you get to Buddy Rich. Now what he was doing, Buddy was so far above everybody else. There were guys who could maybe do certain feels maybe a little better than Buddy, but when it came to just driving a band and destroying an audience with a solo, there was only one guy. So it's not like trying to be that guy, it's trying to take the strong points of what you consider to be the best musician playing your instrument and trying to pick up just bits of that, even if it's just the soul and the emotion. That's what really triggered it. But it only triggered it in a way of wanting to be better musically. I started looking around and I was listening to what was going on the radio. And when I was growing up, that was early, you know, like 1960-ish. That was Cliff and the Shadows going into the Beatles and the Hollies and all these other great bands at the time. You start learning a different thing. You start learning the art of playing simply, but making it swing. And I always quote this as a great example of simple swinging drumming. There isn't one Beatles record that doesn't feel great. And that is not luck. That's a natural God-given talent to make people's feet go up and down. This guy has it too. You know? Because I can teach any one of you guys, or ladies, thank you, to come up here. I can show you an exercise and say, come back in a month's time, and you'll be able to play it great. I can maybe do this and you could learn every rudiment in the book, play them great. Won't make you a drummer. Two guys to do the same thing, one doesn't get you. The other guy, you found your foot's going up and down and you don't know why. And that's the magic of it.
Yep. Yeah, amen.
And you know, all the good players, when they're playing, it looks relaxed and it looks easy. It isn't easy, but that's the way it happens. You see somebody really uptight, there ain't no feel there. Everything's just so locked in. It's got to flow. You see this guy play, it's all floppy, it's great. There's a lot of power coming out, but it's all loose in the wrists, you know. Yeah. I've been meaning to talk to you about that as well. Yeah.
It's all right.
I think it's...
Go ahead. I mean, sometimes these clinics and it's, you know, you drummers and but you know, that's all great and it's fine to play your instrument and have technique, but it can't come from anybody who knows it any better than this guy. That's not going to make you, you know, this is what you want. At the end of the day, if I'm playing at Hyde Park and I can look at the very end and I'm playing Give It Away or whatever, and someone's going like this, I'm doing my job. And that's really the most important thing.
I'll tell you the funniest thing, whenever we're in the studio and drummers get, you know, a hard time about, tempos, or it's not right, you know, I always get the engineer just to take the drums out and just leave everybody else up. That's when you hear a mess. When you just hear the keyboards and the bass and the guitars going without any definition, you go, well, don't speak to me about it, guys. You work your bit out.
That's right.
If you've not done it, have fun. Do it.
Well, you know, it's important for everyone to keep time. That's the thing when you're in a band, and it's important to have the other players. The drummer it's really important for the drummer. Obviously, you're the timekeeper, but it's everyone's job to have good time, and it can't be, you know, relying on the drummer. If there's no confidence coming from each player, then the band doesn't sound like it's you won't get the feel of that everyone's playing with purpose. And Flea, who plays with me, has great time. If I go and do something that's not normal, or we spontaneously play different things every night, if I do something different, he doesn't go, what's that? Oh my God, I can't play. you know? And that's not being a good musician. It's like it's really important to be confident on your instrument and have a good time. So the people that aren't drummers and the one keyboard player over there, you gotta have your own time and your own feel, and that's what makes the music feel good. Everybody's got to be on the same page, so it's really important.
You listen to those great rock and roll records of the 50s, where metronomic time was a horrible thing for 30 years in the future, 40 years in the future. The bands moved together. We're quoting like Charles Collins, the Little Richard guy who did that first Bonham lick, you know? Yeah. You listen to that band, it's one of the greatest rock and roll bands ever. But when it came to the middle eight, everything moved up a couple of beats. That's the excitement. When it came back to the verse, everything slotted back again. But all these guys did it. They felt it all together. So it doesn't feel like it's speeding up. It just feels like it's getting more exciting. Then when a control comes back, it just sits where you want it to be. You can't do that with a metronome. It won't let you.
Have you done Deep Purple records with clicks?
Yeah.
And what was it?
They end up being perfect tracks, but I don't really look back at them with any great fondness. You know, because I didn't surprise myself inside it. Because you got this, and you know when you're playing drum in the studio, it's loud, isn't it? And so the click has to be deafening. You come out this.
It's really fun recording with a click, isn't it?
You come out and you can't talk to anybody for 2 days. You go, what? Jesus.
He's right. For rock music, the music that we play, dance music, a different kind of music, and it's strict and stuff like that, that works. But for rock and roll, I mean, it's humans playing instruments, and it's supposed to have a human feel. And when you get excited in a chorus and it speeds up a little bit, you're going like this. If it speeds up and you're like, oh, then that's not good. But if it's naturally just excites, then settles down back in the verse, that's the way it's supposed to be. That's like breathing, you know. It's normal, it's human, it's organic, and that's what I think connects when you hear it and when you play it. That's why it's great. I love it. We Chili Peppers, we don't use any click tracks. And
I think we answered that one pretty good, don't you?
What's that?
I think we answered that one pretty good.
Yeah, I think so. I think they figured that out without even us telling them.
I think it's time for you to do a punishment now.
I'll do a little bit.
Mr. Chad Smith.
I've just started out in a band. What advice would you give to
Start out in a band.
Fire the guitar player.
Whatever happens, never forget why you start doing it. As a kid, you start playing drums because you like to do it. Nobody makes you become a drummer. You do it because it's fun. It's not like picking up a violin and your parents say, you will be a violinist. It's not like that. So regardless of whether your career stays playing in pubs and bars with your friends and doing it that way, or you get lucky and success comes along, just remember why you started doing it. Because when it becomes your business, some days you don't feel like playing, but you got it, and you got to play really good. And try and find that reason why you started in the first place. And, you do it because you love it. Just keep the love and you won't go far wrong. That's all there is to it. Right, how about you picking a start tempo this time?
All right, I'll pick something.
Okay. We're going to see what happens again. Thanks for coming. It's been really great.
We have nothing worked out, or in case you couldn't tell, but it's just like being a musician and just listening to each other and playing with dynamics, and that's what it's all about anyway. So that's what we're going to do. We're just having fun, like you said. So here we go.
Well, you've been a joy. Thanks.